we've been talking about putting faces on the public here as to, you know, who is the 99%, because there's been a major attempt to really label groups. I think we saw this last year, and you'll even see it play out this year. But this person helps make that labeling a little bit more difficult. At the end of last year, Time Magazine named the protester the Person of the Year. You may remember the issue. In a photo essay, they profiled protesters on the magazine's website. Among pictures of Syrian and Egyptian protesters was this following portrait of a retired Philadelphia police captain, Ray Lewis, who was arrested while wearing his police uniform at an Occupy Wall Street in November. Ray Lewis, he became a symbol and one of the more memorable protesters that we met during the course of our coverage. Ray Lewis says he chose to wear his uniform to the protest because he felt that much of the mainstream media was marginalizing the movement, only choosing to show what many called dirty hippies. We sat down with him a few months ago to find out why he crossed police lines. Take a listen now to our conversation.
Retired Philadelphia police captain Ray Lewis has easily become one of the most photographed protesters on Wall Street, not because people seem to flock to him, more because of the signs, their controversial message. This one reads, "NYPD, don't be Wall Street mercenaries." And of course, he gets attention because of the uniform.
Initially, I saw that corporate media was trying to marginalize these occupiers, and they did this for a reason. If they could marginalize the protesters as those that with the pink hair, the nose rings, the facial tattoos, they know mainstream America cannot relate to that. I felt, hey, they're marginalizing these people, they're doing an effective job of it. Let them try to marginalize me. As a law enforcement, as a captain, 24 years, mainstream America will relate to me.
Captain Lewis took us to the new headquarters of the Occupy movement, donated office space in downtown New York City. Lewis says the NYPD should have dealt differently with the occupiers, should have negotiated with them rather than forcibly remove them from the park. During the demonstrations of the movement's 2-month anniversary in November, Lewis ended up in handcuffs while wearing his police uniform. What he has said about that moment has made some police officers fume.
It was the proudest moment of my life. I felt that I was making the most significant contribution of my life because of what I showed. I saw all these people being taken away in handcuffs, being arrested, and I realized what they're doing is they're sacrificing their freedom for they don't know how long. Not only that, they're sacrificing their personal welfare. These people, the same people that saw Zuccotti Park get raided, they saw the brutality, yet they were still willing to risk their personal welfare.
We've seen a lot of anger from people who have lost their homes, have lived with tremendous amounts of student debt, have lost their jobs. Why are you so angry? I mean, you're a guy, a retired police captain, who has a pension.
I have it good. I have a good life. Yes, I do.
Why get involved?
Because of empathy. I feel for these people.
Were you worried at all about betraying your brothers? Your brothers in uniform?
No, if I betray them, they're not my brothers. My brothers are for law enforcement protecting the rights of the civilians, protecting their rights to free speech and right to assemble. They're my true brothers. If you're not for that, the uniform doesn't make you my brother. This and this makes you my brother.
And there's a lot more portraits like that retired police chief that we'll be bringing you in time here. And Richard, I'm curious, same question to you. You've been very involved. In fact, you got me and Andrew to go down to Zuccotti with you. We've seen it. Why so invested in this movement when you didn't need to be?
Well, I don't like to think I was invested in a movement, if you don't mind my making this more difficult than it ought to be. The values that they're speaking to are values that I tried to move forward in my public life. Fairness, opportunity for all, equality, not just of in a theoretical sense, but real equality. So it surprised me that more in-office people didn't see what was really going on. I appreciate the compliment about recognizing it early, but only because it represented stuff I always thought was
Good
important.
for you, Richard.
God bless
Good
you.
for you.
God bless
And for Andrew to give a compliment, you know that's
This is,
tough.
Especially,
this is,
Dominic,
May
Andrew,
Day.
Richard, guys, thank you all.